The field trip that never happened. A terrifying Reddit school horror story. Every school has rumors, stories students tell each other, ghosts in the basement, haunted classrooms, teachers who disappeared. Most of them are fake, just stories. But what happened during my school's field trip was real, because 27 students boarded the bus that morning. Only 26 came back. And according to the school records, the missing student never existed. My name is Daniel. This happened when I was 16, junior year of high school. It started with what should have been a normal field trip. Our history class was visiting an old museum 3 hours outside town. Everyone was excited. No classes, no homework, just a day trip, or so we thought. The museum sat deep in the mountains, far from any city, far from cell service, far from help. The building itself looked ancient, gray stone walls, broken statues, dark windows. Even during daylight, it felt wrong, like it didn't belong there. When we arrived, our guide greeted us, an elderly woman named Mrs. Hart. She smiled, but something about her smile felt forced, unnatural, as if she was pretending to be human. Before entering, she gave us one rule, a strange rule, a rule nobody understood. Whatever you do not enter room 13. Naturally, every student immediately wanted to see room 13. The tour lasted 2 hours. Ancient artifacts, old paintings, Civil War relics, nothing interesting, nothing scary. Then, during lunch break, my friend Ethan approached me, excited, nervous. I found room 13. I laughed. You serious? He nodded. It's in the basement. 5 minutes later, 6 of us sneaked away from the group, looking for it. The museum basement was cold, silent, empty. A long hallway stretched beneath the building. Doors lined both sides. Room 1, room 2, room 3, and at the very end, room 13. The door looked different. Older, darker, almost black, no handle, no window, only a small plaque. Room 13, do not open. We should have left. We really should have. Instead, Ethan pushed the door, and it opened. The room beyond was completely dark. No lights, no windows, just darkness. One by one, we stepped inside. The moment the last person entered, the door slammed shut behind us. Everyone screamed. The darkness was absolute. Then a light appeared. A tiny red light, floating in the center of the room. And suddenly, the room wasn't a room anymore. We were standing in our school hallway. At first, we thought it was some kind of projection, a prank. Then I looked outside. It was nighttime, but it was only 1 p.m. Something was wrong, very wrong. The school was completely empty. No teachers, no students, no sounds, nothing. Then we heard footsteps, far away. Someone was walking through the hallway, slowly, dragging something. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The sound echoed through the building. Ethan whispered, "We need to leave." Nobody argued. We ran. But every hallway led somewhere impossible. Doors opened into staircases that didn't exist. Classrooms stretched endlessly. Windows showed places that weren't outside. One classroom looked out onto a graveyard. Another showed the ocean. Another showed complete darkness. The school had become something else. Then we saw him, standing at the end of the hallway. A student. At least it looked like a student. School uniform, school backpack, school shoes. But his face was missing. Smooth skin, no eyes, no mouth, no nose, nothing. Yet somehow, he was smiling. We ran. Behind us, the footsteps followed. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Closer, closer, closer. Then one of my friends looked back. Just for a second. Gone. No scream, no sound, no trace. 1 second she was there. The next, nothing. We called her name, no answer. She was gone forever. That's when we realized something horrifying. This place wasn't haunted. It was hunting us. Final reveal, after hours of running, only Ethan and I remained. We found an old classroom. Inside sat hundreds of desks. Each desk had a student's name carved into it. Some names were decades old. Others were recent. Then I found my own name, carved into a desk, along with today's date. That's when I understood. Room 13 wasn't a room. It was a trap. And every missing student from the past was still here, watching, waiting. Then we heard the bell ring. A school bell. Loud, endless. Every door opened at once, and thousands of faceless students stepped into the hallway. Turning toward us, smiling, Ethan screamed, and they ran toward us. The last thing I remember was the red light appearing again, then darkness. I woke up back in the museum. The teachers surrounded me, panicked. They said I had been missing for only 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. But Ethan was gone. The school searched, the police searched, the museum searched. Nothing. No trace. And according to every official record, there was never a student named Ethan in my class. No photos, no documents, no yearbook, nothing. As if he never existed. But every year, on the anniversary of that field trip, I receive a photo. No return address, no message, just a picture. A classroom full of faceless students, and Ethan sitting in the back row, smiling. If your school ever takes a field trip to an old museum, and someone tells you not to enter room 13, listen, because some classrooms never let their students graduate. The end.